Hello, I'm Bolliger and I'm going to present you my idea. But first, let's start with a little story. So in the past 18 months, I built 13 products and I made $1.25. At first, I assumed the problem was the product quality, but after reflecting on that, I realized that the problem wasn't the quality. The problem was the quality of the launch, the quality of the marketing. The issue wasn't just building, it was visibility. Indie founders compete in an ecosystem where reach and how many users they have at first is measured by the upvotes, the hype, and how much budget. This insight led to this idea.
Before going further, let me briefly define what I mean by indie developers. Indie developers are small, often solo software creators who build applications, tools, or digital products without large teams or corporate backing. They typically operate with limited budgets and rely heavily on online platforms for user acquisition. Globally, there are millions of such creators contributing to the growing creator and SaaS economy. SaaS means software as a service.
Today, discovery platforms like Reddit, Product Hunt, or Indie Hacker relies on upvotes, launch day momentum, how much community they could gather before launch, before showing anything, using only hype, and that's not the correct way. And the problem is that this red ocean creates one big problem. Visibility spikes for one day, then early traction compounds unfairly, it creates a bubble, then quiet but valuable products disappear. Popularity becomes the ranking system and not the actual adoption. My solution is a TikTok-style discovery platform for indie products, ranked by real usage metrics instead of hype. Instead of asking who is the loudest, we asked who is actually being used. Using the 4 actions framework, we eliminate upvote manipulation, launch day bias, and every need for big budget, and you can use all your budget on creating your product and very little on marketing. We reduce almost to no. We reduce community size dependency and social amplification effects, whilst we raise transparency of engagement, continuous discovery beyond launch day, thereby creating a better product, of course. With that, we create a usage-based ranking algorithm, a scroll-based product discovery, and a data-driven exposure ecosystem. This shifts the competition axis from popularity, who has the most budget, to verified engagement. On strategy canvas, existing platforms score high on hype, community influence, and launch spikes. So how much you can get from Reddit, how much people with how much hype you can generate, but low on usage transparency and sustained discovery. Our value curve diverges by lowering hype sensitivity, raising algorithm fairness, and maximizing transparency and continuous exposure. We are not another forum at all. We define discovery criteria, as TikTok did in 2017.
Using the 3 tiers of non-customers framework, we expand demand beyond existing users of launch platforms. Tier 1 consists of soon-become non-customers, indie developers who tried platforms like Product Hunt, which I told about, but received no traction and are close to abandoning public launches. Tier 2 includes the refusing customers, which means builders who avoid launch platforms entirely because they believe the system favors hype over substance. Tier 3 includes unexplored non-customers, casual creators, microsite builders, and even users who consume tools but never actively browse launch communities. By shifting discovery from popularity to real usage, we unlock demand across all 3 tiers.
Revenue streams include sponsored payments from founders seeking exposure. Of course, we want to provide the best experience for the most people who are the most serious. So people who would pay, they would signal that they are serious, but it wouldn't give them as much advantage as marketing would endlessly give. It would just give them more insight, and we assume that that would be the base model. As well as premium analytics subscriptions for different performance insight. If a builder really wants to improve their product based on user experience and they don't want to ask users about it or implement such features in their products, they can spare that money of implementing such features and put it into our platform. And in our platform, we will measure where is the biggest usage, which page they are using, and of course the third one is affiliate partnership with SaaS products, with other softwares as well. With sponsored placements, the platform becomes self-sustaining within 12 to 18 months. The long-term opportunity is becoming the signal layer for indie product adoption. Indie innovation is not lacking creativity, it's lacking signal clarity. By aligning visibility with real usage instead of popularity, we create a fair ecosystem for builders and high-quality discovery experience for users.
This platform doesn't require new technology. Engagement and tracking recommendation algorithms already exist and are already deployed in platforms like TikTok and YouTube. We are only combining existing solutions infrastructure into a new market context.
And that is our blue ocean.